She'll be aware that her table is such that Louise could be making a play here, but she don't have no cards to boot.
Reluctantly.
Yeah, reluctantly. Right.
I think it was wise.
Yeah, you always say that.
Yes.
It shows
And I always think that.
She's tough, Louise Muller, and what I love, Roy, is that she never shows her cards. She keeps them guessing, this Dane. From the Roskilde area.
Just for once, if it passes around you, you could give me a walk.
That's a suburb of
I could,
Copenhagen.
But please don't if I have like
Yeah, I knew that.
kings or something, yeah?
Okay.
I'll give you the wink.
Okay.
Pass.
Alba with the 800.
Pass.
Roy, it's costing 1,200 around. There's only 7 players at the table.
Pass.
You have to be aware of the rent you're paying to sit in that
Pass.
chair.
Race.
Raise. 2,500.
Louise
I do.
Muller.
I do like this Louise Muller, I've got to say. She comes to this televised table with just 3,700 chips. Now she's sitting on a stack approaching 25,000.
It's must-move stuff for Louise.
Thank you.
For Louise Duffy, pardon me, and she made the move, Roy.
33.
She's got the game to stick the chips in.
Similarly,
She knows she's getting called.
yeah, of course, she's that short. She's going to get
No
called.
shame in folding.
2.5. It's another
And this will actually
800.
blow Lisa Muller's cover here.
I think.
Now she's got to turn her hand over, and now they're going to
Really?
realise what she's been up to.
Call.
Weakish ace. Well, no, it's alright, ace. I'm mad.
Queen 10.
All in call,
Ace
ace
this way.
versus the middlers. And of course, the possibility of the dangler coming into play as well. %56% for Duffy, but she's all in. Safe flop, Roy?
Indeed.
And Louise just hoping the dealer can keep the queen and 10 sheathed on the river. Ouch! Ow!
Unlucky.
And there
On
was
the
the
river.
queen.
No paper.
Always comes on the river. That is the killer.
I had a great day. It was great fun. I was totally card dead all day, and wasn't hitting anything. I didn't have a big pocket pair all day. Didn't have an had one ace king. I made moves where I could, but I got short stacked obviously, and it was down to making moves. In the final hand there, I had the best hand, but I was rivered, so to speak, by a queen. So it was a little bit harsh, but it was one of those days. Cards weren't running for me.
Taller than the Tower of London, Roy. The stack of Louise Muller, 28,000's worth.
Oh, when you've got a player that is playing so well and also gets that piece of luck when they need it, that is the net result. To think she come to this table with just 3,700 chips and now she's clear chip leader.
I mean, Terry recently doubled up, but she's still wedged in.
Dawn Jones in good position. Been very quiet of late, Dawn. Got to be a bit cautious. She doesn't blind herself away. Short-handed table, shortish stack. She must start to make things happen.
And I believe Dawn right now will be hoping another player gets knocked out. I mean, this six-handed game is quite expensive for the short and middle stacks. Next player out, I believe we go 2 tables of 8, 1 of 8, 1 of 9. So, big blind here for Dawn. And, oh, Liv Boeree, this is merciless. And it's about table image, isn't it, Roy?
It is. She sat there so tight. She's not shown many hands. When she has, they've been big ones. She'll get a lot of respect. Could even get past that. Yeah, there you go. That's all about table image. When you play no hands for so long, suddenly your opponents will pass up big hands to you.
Jeez, 8-4's got through a 1. Can she get by 2?
And I've just figured this raise out because it's out of position. Liv Boeree is raised in a very early position. But look who she was attacking. The players to the far end of the table, the short stacks, the passive players.
Not for the first time, Roy. Liv Boeree throwing a curveball in. Very sophisticated tournament play. She set it up and then she sprung it. Louise Duffy may have left this
Still thinking
table.
of your aces.
She left her chips here, but her spirit has taken the breath away of the conversation. They've really gone quiet, Roy, or have the stakes just gotten that serious? We're not far from the money stages, the business end of the deal.
Loose Muller passes up. Small blind, Alba.
I'm all in, Alba.
Alba making a move in the quick all-in from Jaqui Terry. Oh boy, not what you want to hear when you're stealing with the 8-5.
Now these two have got history, okay. Thankfully this time, Alba does not have a pair of kings and she can pass this one up.
Hey?
I love you dearly. There's no other move.
You.
She can't call. She's lucky she can't call because she's up against the aces.
Yeah, a pair of sixes, pair of eights, something like that. She's going to be forced into making the call, but as it is,
2,000 chips left.
You're cool.
Right, she's so short, she's actually thinking she might have to call.
yeah.
A little bit more. $28.
Sorry? 28.
No, 10 to 8. Just thinking what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I've heard of all things considered, but when she starts to wonder if she's going to make the last tube, it does add an extra dimension to her passing
You can see she wasn't getting the price, Roy, but that was the only hand she wasn't getting the price against, just
Again?
about. Yeah.
It's not fair. I had no chance there.
And Kasuchi showing she's not frustrated,
Oh my God.
just
Right.
disappointed.
I have another hand left,
Yeah.
probably.
I thought you'd stick them in, to be honest. But
I thought as well.
In Italian, carina means little and sweet, and that's just about what Sakuchi's stack looks like.
oh, this dealer likes me, one of the two. I am an ace magnet.
Or lucky you.
Very lucky indeed.
action on Liv. Certain she's going to raise up here.
Geez, there's going to be a big party in the old town tonight if Boeree comes through with the victory. Very popular in the poker world on the London scene.
Raise 2,300. Pass.
All in for me.
Raise all in.
And,
This is Alba committing the last of her chips.
It's purely academic, but the good news is Alba's made
I need it. I know.
the best of a bad situation.
She has the
2,700.
best of it, yes.
Pass.
With the blinds taken into account, she's getting more than even money in the situation where she's a clear favourite. 4-1 on, 80% chance.
Nearly enough to build a casino in the desert on those kind of
So
odds.
aces, but
Sevens.
All in for Alba, and you wouldn't begrudge her anything but a 5 on this board, Roy.
Come on, the fives.
kind of
Or the diamond.
She needs to avoid a 5, a host of diamonds. Safe enough.
Two cards more. Sevens are holding. There are a couple possibilities where the board could pair twice.
Oh,
Yikes.
don't like it.
That makes a 2 an all-important card. So no 2, no 5, and
This-
Alba stays alive.
This feels scruffy.
That's
Okay.
hand
Ace is up. Oh, you
Moved
double
too close to this too many
cinquentes.
times today.
The sevens
A
are
win's
going to
a win,
win.
isn't it?
Thank you.
A lot of players would have given up if they were. Boeree lost a little.
What'd you have
If they
on
were
the
in Alba's
second
situation, Roy. She's got grit, don't she?
She's got 6,600 chips now. That's not all bad. One more double through, and she's very much at the races. Needs to stop running into the aces. That's been her downfall.
Okay, close it out.
Welcome back. The field is being whittled down as players drop away from the outer tables. Let's hear from some of the unlucky losers before we head back to Roy and Jessie.
Just no cards at all day. Struggling right from the go. Really, really bad cards. Not my day, I think.
There was a raise into me. I was on the big blind with ace-10 spades, six-handed. And I thought that she might have a small pair, so I went all in and put my tournament at risk. And she had ace-king of diamonds. It took 5 minutes to call. Anyway, so that was my tournament.
I managed to keep in it, just being a bit, being aggressive, using my aggression more than cards, to be honest.
It's been a great day, but I've just had no cards all day. I've not had anything. I had pocket jacks, busted by pocket queens, and that's the highest pocket pair I've seen all day. I've not had aces except when they've been sat alongside a 2 or a 3. I've had pocket 7s and pocket 2s, and that is all I've had all day. I've just been absolutely card dead.
You know, Roy, there's some poker games where the first raise is like the red flag to the bull, but on this table, the Toreador is in charge, and whoever gets that first raise in is getting the respect of the table.
Pass.
Here's Dawn's opportunity. Dawn, keep the chips in, Miguel. No.
Pass.
There's the spot. She really should have got her chips in. 3 players behind her, 2 blinds to attack.
It was a limp in from Liv, though, and Lee
Well,
says,
she's hit
yeah.
the best of it, but why on earth limp in?
Got a check.
Lord only.
Oh, hello.
Bet's 1,500.
That's a peppy little bet
yeah,
from
this
Lee.
has got a bit of initiative involved in this bet.
I mean, why has Liv allowed this to happen? She's about to put 4,000 in with top pair no kicker on a 3-suited board. It's the right move, Roy, and she's going to win this pot, but scary.
Yeah, good stuff though. But maybe back up, rewind. Why didn't she raise pre-flop in position? Saved herself a whole lot of hassle.
Liv Boeree on 25,900. She's been remarkably consistent, carrying that weight for 2-3 levels. Lise Muller, a bit of a backward step, but not much to worry about, Roy.
Jaqui Terry's moved up the standings. She was down to 6,000 not so long ago, up to 14,000 now. Of course, picking up the aces twice certainly does help. But I suppose we're looking at Dawn Jones now because she sat there oh so quiet. She's got to get her chips in soon.
Just 2 tables, Roy. This is the serious stuff. 8 and 9, and the chip leader on the back table. We haven't seen her on the TV table yet. This is Lena Martiak. She's got over 29,000, and her screen name online is Onishiwa. Don't know what that means. It's probably something you yell after a bad beat. 2 new players on this TV table. This, of course, Cheryl Alden, Roy.
Yeah, Cheryl Alden, I know her well. Very good player. Comes from the Essex, Harlow, Essex area.
And spilling into the 7 seat is Caroline Murphy with 18K. I think she may have played in this tournament before.
8 to play.
So full table of 8, Roy. Is it different tactics now that the empty spots have been filled?
Hand values go up. Jaqui Terry, pair of queens. She can't complain of the cards she's had of late.
4,500.
Aces a few times. Now she's got the queens.
If you're in the tournament still, Roy, one of these 18, one of these 17 ladies, pardon me, the heartbeat goes up. You start to think about that $30,000 first prize, the 100K in the prize pool. You know, it's all coming around. And for Lise Muller, this is a big decision. And she makes the good decision like no decision.
The dynamics of this table will change again because, as you say, we're now back to a full 8-seater table. So the hand values go up, whereas an ace-6 would be a strong hand on a 5 or 6-seater table. It's not much of a hand and a full 8-seater table.
There's no straddles allowed, I'm afraid.
Well, Roy, erosion, of course, the science is pressure plus time. And you start looking at the short stacks, and they're looking like the Grand Canyon.
I bet you I can name most of the players at that table.
Boeree, though,
What they were drinking as well.
still plenty of greens and a whole load of hot pink.
Still chip leader at the table, and she's never really looked like taking a backward step of any particular note.
It's the mark of a good player, Roy, when you know she's maintaining and acquiring chips, and you just can't figure out how she's doing it. Never in the big pots and never under pressure. But Caroline Murphy, Smurf, as they call her.
Pass.
Smurfed it up.
Pass.
It's a big raise she's made.
Pass.
Up to 2,400.
And pass. Okay.
Well, it's taking it down. It's very focused. She's got a nice smooth splash with the chips.
Can't decide if she looks like she's having a fun day or not.
she's into it, don't worry. I mean, this is a big tournament, Roy. It's a big TV tournament. A lot of money at stake.
Yeah, even Shelley Rubinstein has managed to keep quiet. It has gone deadly serious out there.
Switch it away down.
Pass.
It's just starting to get to that point where if you're sitting at that table, the loudest sound is the pounding of the blood in your ears.
Caroline Murphy's had a very happy time at this televised table, hasn't she? 2 hands, 6s, raise, job done, queens.
2 PPs in a row, and for Louise Muller, Roy, she's going to have trouble getting away from these cheap.
And she's got absolutely no idea of the character of her opponent. If she's a raising maniac or if she's a tight player, loose, passive, strong, she'd have no real idea what that raise represents.
It's a total
Call.
There calls.
of, I believe, 2,600 and 24, pardon me. And she doesn't really have a line here. She's in position. She could take the flop off, and that's what she's decided to do.
Yeah, and if that flop comes down low, 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 she could do herself a lot of damage thinking her overpair is good.
Well, we're going to get a real chance to see the quality, the depth of Louise Muller's game. This a hand that looks designed for her to go broke.
Oh,
2-10.
Someone's going broke. Or someone's going to do a lot of damage, and that is Caroline Murphy, who will think that's a great flop for a pair of queens.
5,500 to play.
Wow. Louise Muller is about to take the chip lead in the tournament, Roy.
Absolutely.
Raise now, raise later.
Well, this is the question. I suspect she'll raise because she's not a slow roller. Yeah, she said the words, but how much? And for Caroline Murphy, there's so many hands that Muller could be doing this with that she still is ahead of. So difficult to pass a pair of queens on a jack-high board.
14.
13.
When it's been head-to-head from the outset.
13,000 to play.
What can she be losing to? Aces, kings, pocket jacks, pocket tens, 10 jack. That's about it, realistically.
Well, she's gone, Caroline. She can't do anything but push all in, Roy. Nobody could get away from this, could they?
We haven't seen much of her play. We don't know of her character.
She's gone all in. She'll be in bits here. This is a huge pot, Roy. There's going to be about 30K in here. This is a pot for the chip lead in the tournament.
Caroline Murphy qualified in the Eglinton Casino in Galway. I watched that game closely. She was so aggressive there. She's aggressive here, but unfortunately it's a misstep. She's ran into an absolute monster.
She's got the jacks. The only hand to beat right now.
It's not what Louise Muller wanted. That's not what Caroline Murphy wanted to hear.
This is not a committee meeting, Louise. You cannot ask people, do you think she's got the jacks to beat my 3 10s? You've got the second nuts, and in this game, that's monstrous.
Yeah, cool.
Well done.
I said 2,800.
3,800.
3,000.
Well, she definitely was. There's 39,000 in there. She's not folding for 38, Roy, is she?
Yeah.
And for Louise Muller, is she looking at $30,000 first prize?
Okay.
Well, it's enough chips for the final table, that's for sure. You got to feel for Caroline Murphy.
If she doesn't hit a queen, she could do a thing, a 9 or a king to give us some more outs.
It's pretty sick.
There's an 8.
Well, there you go. The more outs have now arrived. The 9 will give her a straight.
No.
Don't do that.
Could it be?
Please don't do that.
She can hardly look, can Louise.
Oh! Little too many outs there.
Oh, that wasn't much of a...
It's a hard road, Roy, and a hard way to get knocked out of a tournament.
Caroline Murphy, all the way from Galway, west coast of Ireland, got on the TV table, played two hands, went in with the best of it, come out with the worst of it, and that was a monster pot going to Louise Muller, the clear chip leader, 44,500.
A bit annoyed. Had enough chips to get away if I'd folded, so I could have folded and still played on. I wasn't one of the short stacks if I folded, so I definitely could have folded and got away from it.
So with Caroline Murphy out, it leaves us with our last 16. Still, the title up for grabs and that first prize of $30,000. Join us next time as the race for the all-important final table continues. But from all of us, bye for now. Hello and welcome to the Ladbrokes Poker.com European Ladies Championship. We are getting ever closer to finding out who our champion will be. We're down from 52 to 16, but in order to find out who will make that all-important final table of 8, it's time to hand over to your commentators, Roy the Boy Brindley and everyone's favourite poker pundit, Jessie May.
Is that bottom right?
New look in seat number 7, the Fashion Parade. And Michelle Orpe, she has got a game to play, Roy. She's coming to poker the hard way through modeling. And she's been presenting poker for a while. And she's had some results.
Oh, it's me, is it?
Yes.
Got to get used to all of this.
You're
So
onto
you
the
can't,
gun.
But Orpe now presents lots of poker shows.
Don't get nervous.
She plays as well, and if she's made it this deep into the tournament, Roy, you gotta feel.
This is Dawn Jones. Eventually found the muscle to make an all-in now. There's some fresh faces at the table, which wouldn't give us much respect as the more familiar faces that have played with her for a while and would have accepted this as the first hand she's played.
You can see Liv Boeree's giving her respect. That's the respect that Dawn Jones commands.
Shelley Rubinstein's going nowhere with the Jack 6. Louise Muller, she'll give up the 2s.
5,700 to go.
Huh. Cheryl Olden's not passing the aces.
Jeez, it's only the second or third hand Cheryl's played. She's found the bullets.
This is a dream scenario, isn't it? If you're Cheryl Olden, you sit down and the player moves all in front of you while you've got the aces.
I need to breathe.
Alden's only got a few dollars more.
I like this. She's just called, attempting to create another pot, a side pot with one of the players to her left.
It's smooth, Roy, and when these cards get turned over, I believe...
Okay, all in called.
I'll tell you what though, Jessie, my heart absolutely bleeds for Dawn Jones because she sat there like an Easter Island statue, not had a hand, eventually musters the courage to do what she had to do with the last splattering of chips, and this is what she's ran into.
Trouble stuff for Dawn Jones. Can she get out of it?
Miracle, miracle needed.
Can we have a turn?
And didn't Louise Muller pass a pair of 2s?
Lovely lady. She's been a big part of the atmosphere of this tournament the last few years. And that
Very nice hand.
salt in the wounds.
Good luck, ladies.
Yeah, lovely to go, Dawn, and your heart goes out to her because she was clearly card dead throughout, and eventually when she mustered the courage, she only ran into the best possible starting hand, the pocket aces.
Got lucky early on, so I got a few chips and up and down, and then I got a bit card dead when I got the TV table and had a push, as you do, and walked into a monster of aces, as you do. So right move, wrong time, but brilliant day.
It's tough keeping up, Roy. If you're one of the ladies at the table, still 7 though, and attention will now focus on Kasuchi.
Well, indeed, what a great coup for Cheryl Olden that was. Sat down on the feature table, relatively short stacked, and bingo, happy days, the aces, and picked up a lot of chips.
Liv Boeree, early stuff with the ace king, and Be curious to see how Michelle Orpe plays her stacks. She's in the big blind right now. I just sense.
That's
She
not
got a
short
hard
stack.
look.
Pass. Pass.
Folded round. What follows the aces?
Pass.